Hello class, today we are going to talk about section 2.1, evaluating and writing algebraic expressions. I would like to start off by going over a few definitions. A variable is a symbol used to represent an unknown number. A letter is most often used to represent a variable. Please take a moment to pause this video and write down the definition of a variable. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase with at least one variable. An expression has no equal sign. Please take a moment to pause this video and write down the definition of an algebraic expression. A coefficient is the number directly in front of a variable. Please take a moment to pause this video and write down the definition of a coefficient. A term is part of an algebraic expression separated by addition. If you look at the example above, 5x minus 3, our terms are 5x and negative 3. Since subtraction is adding the opposite, we could turn our expression into 5x plus negative 3. That's how we know that our two terms are 5x and negative 3. Please take a moment to pause this video and write down the definition of a term. Our final definition is constant. A constant is a term with no variable. Please take a moment to pause this video and write down the definition of a constant. Now I'd like to talk about writing algebraic expressions. When we write algebraic expressions, there are certain word clues that are given to us that tell us what operation we're using. Some of the clues are, for addition, sum, more than, plus, together, and combined. There are also clues for subtraction, multiplication, and division. Please take a moment to pause this video and write down the word clues for each operation. Now let's try an example together. 5 more than, double a number. There are a few key words in here that help us figure out what we want. We've got more than, which means addition, and we have double, which is multiplication. So we, just like order of operations, we want to take care of the multiplication before the addition. Double a number, since we don't know what the number is, we're going to use a variable for it. So I'm going to say that our number is n. Double a number would be 2n, and then 5 more than, that means I would have to add 5 to it. Therefore our expression is 2n plus 5. Please take a moment to pause this video and record the example in your notes and try the second example down below. When looking at the second example, we have one very key word to help us figure out our operation. Split, that means that we're going to divide. So we have $, and we're going to divide that by 3. So our expression is D divided by 3. Now I'd like to talk about evaluating algebraic expressions. To do this, we substitute in the known value for our variable. Whenever we substitute in a value, it is best to put it inside parentheses. So for the first example, 2g minus h, I would do 2 parentheses, put in 4 for g, minus parentheses, and put in 6 for h. Now I just need to follow the order of operations and solve my expression. When I have two numbers next to each other in parentheses, it means multiplication. So 2 parentheses 4 means 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Therefore, our expression 2g minus h is equal to 2. Please take a moment to pause this video, record the first example in your notes, and try the second 2 examples on your own. In example 2, we have the expression 2i plus the quantity of 2g minus h. Whenever we have a separate expression inside a set of parentheses, we express that as the quantity of whatever is inside our parentheses. Now we already know what 2g minus h is. We already figured that out was 2. So I'm going to go ahead and just substitute in 2 where I see 2g minus h. I substitute in the negative 1 for I, and now I have 2 times negative 1 plus 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, so negative 2 plus 2 is 0 because the sum of opposites is always 0. In the third example, I plug in 6 for h and negative 1 for I. So I have 6 times 6 minus 2 times negative 1. I do my multiplication first. 6 times 6 is 36, and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So I have 36 minus negative 2. When I subtract a negative, it's the same as adding a positive, so it's really 36 plus 2, which is equal to 38. Before you finish taking your notes, I'd like you to record these 4 questions into your notes as well as your answers. Please come to class prepared to discuss your answers to these 4 questions.